just when it was getting a little bit nervy towards the end, was that the perfect way to settle it?
Yeah, definitely the perfect way. I feel like it was a fantastic performance from us. Obviously, conceding the goal made it a bit of a nervy last 20 minutes, but we defended brilliantly, and the goal at the end just killed off the game, and it was great.
Well, you've lost your previous 3. Is it understandable when it gets a bit jittery like that?
Yeah, this game was massive for us. As you said, we've lost the last 3, so to get 3 points today was really important, and I felt like the performance was brilliant, and 3 points is unreal.
What was different today, do you think?
I don't know, I felt like we have been unlucky the last 2 games. Although we haven't played our best, I feel like today we really wanted to give the fans a good performance, and we did. First goal, was that perhaps some mistakes for Everton, but also reward for your pressing as well as a team? Yeah, I felt like we pressed well. Credit to Jordan as well, he gave me a good pass. And yeah, I was happy to score then as well.
That's your second double, six Premier League goals right now.
6 now.
Where has that come from?
So some good finishing. No, to be fair, the last one was, that feeling's incredible. I think I won the ball back, and then I got Christian right behind me telling me to leave it. There was no chance of leaving it.
Is that easily the best of the 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you're not officially one of theirs, but what does it mean to you how much this lot have taken to you, this crowd? They absolutely love you.
No, I love it, honestly. Them just singing my name right now it's a great feeling for me. You know, they give me confidence, which is amazing for a player, and hopefully I can continue to impress them.
In the right way, you don't look like the sort of person who is short of confidence, though.
No, I always give my all every time I play. I work my hardest, and I try to affect the game as much as I can.
Were you aware just how good Everton's record was here at Palace? In fact, the only time Palace have ever beaten them in the Premier League, you weren't even born.
Yeah? I didn't know
1994.
That. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, it makes it even better, doesn't it?
How important is it as well now, having got this win, you've got a really big week that you build on this. You've got Southampton, then Watford. Yeah, I think that's another reason why this game was really important to get the win. We got games that we need to get points from, but not where we want to be in the table, so hopefully we can pick up some points. How much are you looking forward to seeing that goal back?
Can't wait. I can't wait to get back to the change room now.
I'll let you go. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
He just looks like he is clearly enjoying life right now.
Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
His fans are singing his name. He's having the season of his life at senior football. He's just scored an absolute pearler to seal the deal for his team for 3 points. I mean, life's good, isn't it, if you're a Gallagher?
Absolutely. It's a good point, actually, that was made in that interview. The fans have taken to him like he's one of their own.
Yeah.
But he's a Chelsea loanee.
No, he's a Chelsea loanee, but he's different to all the other players at Palace, and perhaps different to some of the players they've had on loan. He's a player that can see the pass, make the pass, and he can nick a goal.
Yeah.
As I say, I saw him first at Charlton a couple of seasons ago. Then he went off on loan to Swansea, and then a season with West Brom. And I think he's found the right place to be. Because I think Patrick's saying to him, you go out and do what you're good at, and we'll do the defensive work if we have to, but you get in between the lines, and if we can get you the ball, I expect you to do something with it. And if you give it away, don't matter, carry on and try and fashion some chances for us. So, no, he's flying at the moment, and you can see his face. He's just so happy with it all.
Absolutely. 6 goals already to his name. In fact, in many ways, do you think he's got the ideal manager?
Well,
Patrick Vieira, someone who knows how to play in that position.
Exactly what I was thinking. What a better midfield mentor could you have than someone who's won everything, both internationally and domestically, who's played in all those different positions in midfield, who's been the captain, who's got all the leadership characteristics. So everything about what Patrick Vieira was, yes, they're different types of players and have skill sets slightly differently, but Vieira will know everything, has the full textbook of what it is to be the full comprehensive midfielder. And he's got him every single minute of every single day to ask any questions on, to grow as a player, as a professional footballer, as an adult, in every capacity. So he's thoroughly enjoying it, learning. And, I mean, he's been their go-to player this season, no doubt. And Patrick Vieira, I feel, is building his midfield around Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, and a word on his attitude as well, because he works so hard, and when it doesn't pay off, you don't really see him sulking.
No, but I think when you look at his running stats, which they all do now, he'd be up there with everybody else. So he's the all-round player at the moment. And, you know, and getting the exposure and getting the experience. And if he does get an opportunity at Chelsea, he's got to make sure he's ready for it. You don't want to go in at Chelsea and come back out again. You want to go in at Chelsea and stay there. And that's what his aim is by gaining all this experience in the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the story of the second half, because Conor Gallagher's first goal meant that Palace went in at the break 1-0 up. The pressure was on Everton. In the second half, Rafa decided to change things around. Solomon Rondon came off for Richarlison. What about his response to being substituted here, Rachel?
He does wear his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? Richarlison. Rafa's clearly disappointed because he wanted him to sprint off. His team needed a goal at this point to get back into it. And clearly Benitez's outlook was he needed a more direct sort of target up top to bring on Rondon. But you don't want... You can't defend him for that long that he's a young player. He's been a Premier League player at Everton now for, I think this is, what is his third season, fourth season. Yeah. He knows what it takes. He knows... He needs to have an empathy as to what the team's currently going through. It's hard time.
Yeah.
He knows the camera's on him. You know, he started playing up as he's coming off. Then he sits down in the dugout. He knows full well the camera's going to start him for a little while.
But what about the Everton fans' response? Because they then started singing
be
against Rafa.
It ignited them, didn't it?
For Richarlison.
Because he's got the problem with the left back, who should be playing, but something's going on there. So he's got a couple of things going on at the moment, Rafa. Discipline, what he's trying to get out of his team, the attitude. And all that's done now is fired up the fans, as you're saying. Once that started, they could see that. The fans were unhappy anyway, so then they started giving it to Rafa.
It's the last thing his manager needs. Would you be furious if you were in his position?
I wouldn't be happy.
Does that show a lack of respect for the manager?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
No.
But there's no need for it. They know that Rafa's under pressure. He's under pressure for all sorts of reasons. And maybe one of the main one is because he was a Liverpool manager. Not perhaps what's happening on the pitch so much, because they've got injuries and etc. But that doesn't help.
Yeah.
On top of one thing after another and the performance again, that doesn't help when you see that, because that's going to be picked up. That's going to be picked up by the Evertonians.
Well, what also didn't help is minutes after going off, Palace then went 2-0 up.
Yeah, so that compounded sort of Rafa and Everton's misery, especially the manner of the goal. It was really, really poor. You're looking at it from a defensive... Got 4v4 there. It should be simple. Got Rondon as an extra cover of header. All Godfrey's got to do is keep checking his space. What he doesn't do, Tompkins is there, he's got square onto the ball, he's not checking his back shoulder. There's a wide fullback, that's constantly what you've got to do on corners, free kick set pieces. He leaves it open, and it's the simplest of early Christmas presents for Tompkins. He's not scored in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Criminal. It's a split-second lack of concentration. And I think Godfrey had a good game, and in some ways he had the energy and the fire that Everton fans wanted to see.
Yeah. You gave Tompkins his Premier League debut. He didn't score many with his feet, does he?
No, he's a good player, actually.
Yeah.
And as the commentator said, he's had a lot of injury problems. But Rafa prides himself on his defensive work, and he'd be distraught with things like that going on. You know, that was a really poor goal to concede.
Yeah. I just wonder how satisfied Rafa would have been when Solomon Rondon came off the bench.
Well, I saw someone who wasn't happy. I saw someone who wasn't happy. Charlton sitting behind him. Because he see that and went, blimey. But no,
But it worked for Rafa.
They got back into the game, didn't they? They got back. Very similar, a bit scruffy. It's a really good ball from Coleman.
Yeah, it is.
But the way it falls to him is a bit like Tompkins' goal. It comes to him, look, just got to poke it in, and they're back in the game, Everton.
Yeah.
But he's an 18-yard box player, 6-yard box player, and Rondon, he'd want to be there for that target. He does really well to hold the ball up, lay it off, and instinctively, you know, turns to goal and ends up just poaching it. I mean, would Richarlison have scored that? Probably not, because he wouldn't have been in that kind of highest central position, back to play and instinctively spinning and running in. Would he have took a crash on a post? Maybe not either. So, you know, in the end, Benitez will not be happy because his team got convincingly beat on the day. But I think his players just need to buy in 100% and show solidarity to the fans that they are behind him.
Yeah, but that goal could quite easily have been a turning point for Everton. because they found a gear and an extra couple of gears to get into. Both Townsend and Gordon had decent chances.
They did, sorry to interrupt them. And it quietened the fans down as well when they were starting to sing some songs about Benitez. Godfrey here has the tenacity to do that. Against Rondon, back to goal, lays it off well, does really well, and Townsend just gets his shot blocks. You can see what Rondon's trying to do there, just set it up. That was an important chance. And this one, oh, I mean, when that gets cleared and Anthony Gordon gets on his right, brought on, I think it was for Delph, brings a bit more energy and pace down there, lays it off, lovely little setback, and all of that space. Does he make the right choice or here? Looking at the edge, Decore's there, Gray was there, cut it back. Because when you get closer and closer to the goal, you've got the goalkeeper, tight angle. It's a really good save, good sharp save by Gaeta, but I think the decision, raw, not many Premier League chances.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is that inexperience telling?
Yeah.
Well, it was. I mean, he's run so far and he's got himself into a goal-scoring opportunity. He just didn't have enough about him to lift it over the keeper. He's put it along the foot, and to be fair, it's the place where the keeper wants it. He can get there, but he can't get there. And he managed to get his save. It was a good save in the end.
What was it from Everton that managed to get them back into the game at that point?
Probably Gordon as well. You know, a bit of energy, a bit of purpose. I think before that, they was passive. As a team, passive. And the fans are sitting, they want a bit more. And it wasn't aggressive enough. He sent them out early for the second half. You know, because obviously that demonstrated something. That told you something. They come out about 3 or 4 minutes before Palace because he wants more and he ain't getting it at the moment.
But then, of course, Conor Gallagher then capped what was a fantastic individual performance with his 6th of the season. And as he said, without any real reservation, this was probably the best of the lot so far.
Yeah, bizarre one from an Everton point of view as well. Free kick from Coleman, spins it, but you can't take anything away from that finish. Once Conor Gallagher, you see here, Coleman, free kick, puts his foot on it. Is he trying to get a yellow card by the player stood over it? Whichever, or is he just trying to clear it long? We're not quite sure. Either way, it backfires because you don't want Conor Gallagher 25 yards out with time to have a touch to his right and pick his spot. I mean, that's got to be pinpoint up and down to get over Pickford from there. He's at full stretch. I think slightly mistimes it, tiny bit. I think if he'd have got up a little bit earlier, he'd have been at full height when the ball was at full height. But, I mean, you're taking... I'm picking at minutiae that Pickford would be looking at.
And that's a great way to finish a game. If you're Palace,
absolutely,
you can enjoy the next 30 seconds. But the crowd erupted, and when he gets going at Palace, it's a fantastic atmosphere.
Couldn't take a smile off his face, could you, Conor Gallagher at the end when he was being interviewed? It's great.
Perfect, wasn't it?
No, neither could Patrick Vieira. In fact, we can hear now from the Crystal Palace boss.
Patrick, quite simply, was that a lot more like it?
It was a really good performance, a really good team performance. We played well, we played...